On this show, we follow the money, and when VSiN decided to launch our own store, the smart money was on Shopify. Getting the VSiN store off the ground was easier than we expected, and Shopify's templates and AI tools had us look incredible and professional from day one. Zero coding required. Shopify checkout keeps sales moving smoothly, and returning customers can complete a purchase in one click. Built-in analytics, you always know what's selling and where your customers are coming from and how to keep the momentum going. When questions come up, and they will, Shopify's AI assistant Sidekick is there with answers so you never lose momentum. You can check out the store at vsin.com/store. And if you're ready to build your own, all you need is the idea. Shopify handles the rest. Start your free trial at shopify.com/vsin. Shopify.com/vsin. Again, that's shopify.com/vsin.
That's what I always say. You always follow the money.
Yeah. This is Follow the Money with Mitch Moss and Pauly Howard on VSiN.
Thanks for watching. As always, YouTube TV, listening, Sirius XM Channel 158, iHeartRadio, TuneIn Radio, or any of our great affiliates across the country. We're going to bump up In Pocket Plays Our Best Bets to 15 minutes from now because we're going to touch on the crazy Honus Wagner story we talked about yesterday, that card owned by Keith Olbermann and what's going on with that card collecting. John Calvecchio coming up at the bottom of the hour. Right now, we go out to the Progressive guest line to start things off here as the legend from ESPN Cleveland, Tony Rizzo, joins the show. T-Riz, good to talk to you as always, my man. How you been?
I am great, guys. Always follow the money. By the way, can I say this? Honus Wagner was a really good player, but he wasn't Babe Ruth. Like, he wasn't. I'm always amazed at that card is the card that everybody talks about. It's crazy.
Yeah. Well, it's supposed to be so rare, right? And then Olbermann has three of them. And
that's why.
Yeah. Olbermann has
it's
three.
So rare, Mitch, because he wasn't that good. Nobody's seen his card, right? I'm not saying he wasn't that good. He's the Hall of Fame. It's okay.
Crazy.
I just can't believe it's a Honus Wagner card. I'm a big Babe Ruth guy. But go ahead.
Imagine if Max Strus cards in 100 years are worth $3 million. Yeah. Well, you said it's always about following the money, right? The prediction markets have been going every which way but loose on LeBron's next team. Earlier today, up to 64% to get him, all the way back down to like 43% now. What's the latest that you're hearing on this?
Well, first of all, as a Cavs fan and a Clevelander, a native Clevelander, the longer this goes, the worse I feel. Because I thought it was a done deal twice already, which is very rare. And my sources are very good with LeBron. I know his mom, okay? So there's, we've been following this, but apparently there are teams coming out of the woodwork. It's not just Miami and Golden State and Cleveland and Philly and even Minnesota. And by the way, I told Luke, if he goes to Minnesota, I'll buy you guys berries. It's on me. Okay, there's no way.
Okay, all right.
But if the more teams that come out, he's doing what we would call in the business due diligence. You want to hear from everybody before you make up your mind. And guys, this is his last dance. And it's the last time around to be the belle of the ball. And he's taken advantage of that. LeBron has always marketed himself very well. He's enjoying the process. Can't believe he got the golf bug at 40.
No kidding.
I asked that kid to play golf 20 years ago. He looked at me like I had three eyes, okay? So I can't believe he's playing golf, but he's going to milk this. And the first thing I told you guys when this all broke, when he told the Lakers to come back, you remember, I said this is not going to happen in a week. It's not. So he's listening to everything, and who knows who's involved with this. But the longer it goes, the worse Cleveland feels.
So the first time we met you, you said some things you regret, and you were part of the great 30 for 30 on Believe Land. How would people feel if he decides no Cleveland here and ends it in a different city? Well, how upset would they be?
Well, that's an interesting point, Paulie, because if I say to you, if I'm LeBron and I say, wow, I can go back to Cleveland and try and win a title, we already saw that movie. He already did it. Like he literally did that. And there's a part of me that thinks he's maybe looking for another challenge, even though he doesn't have any connection to Philly or he does to Miami. But there could be some team out there he'd go, maybe I'll try and go do it. Think about this. For him to win 5 titles with 4 teams, that's pretty big. And I don't agree with Charles. Charles is a friend, and he said earlier this week he's chasing the ghost of Jordan. I don't believe that, but to win with 4 different teams is that's an accomplishment that he would like to have. So we have our eye on that, but at this point, I think anything's kind of in play. Whereas if you'd have called me a week ago, I just said I think he's coming to Cleveland.
Okay. Yeah. As of right now, can you envision Golden State? Or is that crazy to you as well?
No. Iman Shumpert, hey, little fun story here. After the Cavs won the title in 2016, I spent a moment with JR and Iman Shumpert in the locker room. Leave it at that. Shump goes anywhere but there. Like his former team. That was an all-time special championship. Down 3-1. I know Draymond got suspended, but that was the Cavs were the only team to get that version of Golden State. So I'm going to go watch them play together. Now, Draymond is his neighbor in L.A. They literally live 4-5 houses down from each other, and they'd love to have him. I don't think that's in play, but that would be, for a Cleveland fan, that is Armageddon. We would not like that.
All right, Golden State out, Minnesota out. He kissed and made up with Riley, so you think the Miami thing can happen?
Yeah, so he kissed and made up with Dan Gilbert, and I was told, because I asked, I said, what is the relationship? Because it was not good when they left. You know, the Heat, they did not let LeBron do whatever he wanted. When LeBron came to Cleveland, Dan gave him the golden ticket, said, you call all the shoes, do whatever you want. That wasn't the case in Miami, and that was part of the reason why he left. Now, he was there 4 years. Guys, LeBron never went to college. You think it was a coincidence he went to Miami for 4 years and then came home to Cleveland? So he does have a good relationship with the Rileys again, Pat and his wife. I am told that is true. And if he goes to Miami, I wouldn't like it. I'm not going to like it if he goes anywhere but Cleveland, but I wouldn't feel like I would with Golden State, no. Okay.
If you had to plunk down some of your hard-earned cash right now and where he's going to go, where would that money go?
God, Mitch, I know you do a futures pod, which I have listened to. I am not futures guy. I mean, I go Cleveland and probably get burned, but I still think let's see what happens when he comes all around. He had a really good time. Guys, he was posting videos, and I have people that send me stuff. Could you imagine my phone? You know, like I have so many people in Northeast. Poor LeBron was at some nightclub at 3:30, and a guy called me at 11 o'clock. He goes, look at this. He FaceTimed me, and there's LeBron. And LeBron has really enjoyed himself with his former high school teammates, his mom, his kids in Akron. They've enjoyed it. So does he want to win? What I always say is, who does he want to play with? Do you want to play with Giannis? Does he want to play with Jaylen Brown? Does he want to play with Donovan Mitchell? Does he want to play with Steph? I think that plays into this. He wants a chance to win a title this year. Who gives him that best chance? Let me ask you guys. Let me turn the table. What team gives him the best chance out of the ones we've heard?
Philadelphia.
Okay.
Cleveland's
I would agree, Mitch, but
Cleveland's
I have to say Cleveland would be in there.
Yeah, they're up there.
You know what Cleveland needs? You know what the Cavs need? They need a big kick in the ass from LeBron to show him how to work out 3 times a day and get mad in the playoffs when teams challenge you. Yeah.
Now, how about this? What if Golden State changed their tune and said, "Oh, we're going to make a run at AD"? Would that be a total game changer then?
I'm not sure, but it sounds to me like the Wiz not giving into that. At this point, I don't know if anybody could add anything that would change his mind that much. I think the superstar players on the teams that are out there for him would play more into that than somebody they could add now. God bless AD, man. You know, my daughter works for the Mavericks in Dallas. I went to the Mavs-Cavs game. AD got hurt. I never saw him again last year.
Yeah.
I don't think that's a game changer. No.
If he goes to Cleveland, will the roster be the same? Like, if he wants more money, do they have
to get? No, Harden's going to be there no matter what. That deal was done when they acquired him, but they wouldn't have probably Strus. And they probably wouldn't have Schroeder. But the Cavs need a wing. And, guys, let's not forget, LeBron beat the Rockets by himself in the playoffs in the first round. He can still play.
Oh, he can, yeah.
He can still play at a second, third All-NBA team level. I mean, that's insane for his age. But he's not going to play 82 games. but he can still contribute. He would be perfect for the Cavs. He really would.
Pauly called him probably the second best player ever earlier in the show. What do you think of that?
Oh, Mitch, I love Michael to death, okay? And I covered Michael Jordan. And by the way, he was a gentleman. We had to wait for him to get dressed at the old Cleveland Coliseum. God bless Mike. He would never do an interview in gym shorts or a towel, or he got dressed, man, in a $5,000 suit to do his interviews. And I respect him more than anything. Well, LeBron won a title for me in Cleveland, man. If he wins 5 with 4 teams, I'm sorry. That's unprecedented.
Don't you think all this moving around though and doing this crap kind of hurts the legacy? And I'm not even a legacy guy.
It's today's kids. It's today's NBA. Larry Bird, Magic Johnson, they would have never played for anybody else. My God, yeah. Mm-hmm. I grew up with Moses Malone dominating with the Sixers. My God. Things have changed. I don't hold it against them. And I give him the pass because he won a title here, which no one, by the way, guys, we bring this up. You know how long since the Indians have won a title? 78 years. Let me repeat that. The Cleveland Guardians / Indians, 97, 2016, extra innings, game 7s. Okay. Shoulda, coulda, woulda, didn't. The Guardians haven't won anything in 78 years. How is that possible? 78 years. I think it's the third longest stretch of any professional sports team. You know, LeBron won a title. The Browns won in the 60s. I give him the free pass. It's been lean years here, fellas. Lean.
I'll add this. It could be worse for Cleveland. They could have traded for Kawhi Leonard.
God, what a mess that is. I got to tell you guys, there are things that go on in the association that just drive me absolutely crazy. I love the game. I do. And by the way, I've been listening, boys. How great is the World Cup? Don't lie.
A+.
How great. I started following soccer 4 or 5 years ago with the Premier League because my kids are into it big time.
Oh, okay.
So I know Mo Salah. I'm a Liverpool fan, okay? So I've been watching this stuff, and I've been listening to you. Mitch, what are we going to do when it's over? We're going to die.
Of course.
What are we going to do?
I got the shakes. I hate this feeling.
What are we going to do? Today there was one game. I'm like, one game? Oh, jeez. Stop.
I'm with you.
All right, pal. Hey,
see you next week.
See you next week, okay?
I'll see you Friday, boys.
Thank you.
The man, Tony Rizzo, ESPN Cleveland. In Pocket Plays coming up. This is Follow the Money on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
So you're listening to this podcast because you want an edge. But what if I told you you're only halfway there? You've got the mindset. Now it's time to get the toolkit to match. Here's the thing. Pro bettors spend thousands on data and tools, but what they don't want you to know is you can get the same edge for a fraction of the cost with VSiN Pro. With VSiN Pro, you get access to expert picks, public betting data, prop projections, powerful tools, analytics, and more. Tap the link in the description and see why thousands of bettors are already using VSiN Pro to cash more bets. On this show, we follow the money, and when VSiN decided to launch our own store, the smart money was on Shopify. Getting the VSiN store off the ground was easier than we expected, and Shopify's templates and AI tools had us look incredible and professional from day one. Zero coding required. Shopify checkout keeps sales moving smoothly, and returning customers can complete a purchase in one click. Built-in analytics, you always know what's selling and where your customers are coming from and how to keep the momentum going. When questions come up, and they will, Shopify's AI assistant Sidekick is there with answers so you never lose momentum. You can check out the store at vsin.com/store. And if you're ready to build your own, all you need is the idea. Shopify handles the rest. Start your free trial at shopify.com/vsin. Shopify.com/vsin. Again, that's shopify.com/vsin.
Was on coke if his girlfriend was not done.
These games are a burial, a blowout, a human lock. You can bet your children's unborn children on these games.
I was so good that whenever I bet, I could change the odds for every bookmaker in the country.
You know what, Ace? Games to go to shootouts, over 4.5 for the tournament. We're at 4. Need one more. Own goals, 15.5. We're stuck on 14. It's a record, but we've been stuck on 14 for a while. We're running out of games. Parlay, England, Norway, alt over 1.5. France under 4.5 winner. Spain under 4.5 winner. Argentina, Swiss tomorrow under 3.5. That was $1.30. Zverev, winner straight sets with Sinner. Winner straight sets. Sinner is 22-1 last 22 semifinals, 23 semifinals. That's incredible. Sinner winner with Spain to advance and Argentina to advance. All four to advance. Plus 140. We need Argentina tomorrow. The new stuff. Boy, a lot of people think it's going to be high scoring with England and Norway. I hope they're right. England to qualify over 1.5 and BTTS plus 180.
I just hope both superstars score.
That's right. England in penalties 11-1. Norway in penalties 15-1. France to qualify. That is Tuesday. Dallas minus 160 against Spain. And White Sox tonight against the reeling A's, who have lost 14 of 17. And Burke's been good for Chicago. It's also a fate of Lopez, who's been bad. Injuries with the A's. Horrible run. And we were good to be on Detroit for much of that series, too. We'll skip with the White Sox. Good luck.
Back at you, Pauly. Yeah, thanks for putting me on the Tigers last night. They got there. Valdez really good. $1.24.
Yeah,
that
was.
came in against the A's. Yeah, they continue to just be...
Can't hit. Nothing. We're going right.
Yeah. I have a couple of bad numbers in Major League Baseball for tonight, and I made these bets based on... Well, I'll get to that in a second. The pending 4 units on Rory, top 10 plus 145 here at Circa. He's tied for the lead. I'll say it again. Stay the course, Rory. You don't have to win the thing, but let's just not fall apart tomorrow or Sunday. By the way, the leaderboard at the Scottish Open is fantastic.
It is.
Scotty missed the cut.
How about that? First time in 4 years.
I don't know. I never even looked at the number.
No kidding. Why would you?
Pending,
it's like Tiger territory. Yeah.
I know. Most wins pending July. Brewers are currently in the lead. Tough one for them tonight against the Pirates. Rays, Giants. A parlay I did, France to win the World Cup and Messi to win the Golden Boot at 6-1.
What a sweat.
And I can rip this ticket up. Bryce Miller to win the American League Cy Young. You do not want to get in front of this Marlins buzzsaw evidently right now.
The tiebreaker is assists?
Yeah.
And that is who? Is Mbappe?
Mbappe, I believe, has a couple of assists. Messi does not have any, I think, at last check. I might be wrong in the last part. But I know Mbappe had assists, so he would be the tiebreaker. He would win the tiebreaker at this point. Here are the games that have a couple of bad numbers on. I'm looking at overall the matchup tonight. Sonny Gray going against McLean. McLean is really good. He's got some good first 5 numbers, as does Sonny Gray. His numbers, again, they're no joke. Sonny Gray's been really good. Red Sox have been on fire. The Mets stink for the most part.
Yeah.
So I took first 5 plus 130 and money line plus 120. I would say this. Now, I, again, made the bets before I knew about the plane problems leaving Chicago, and evidently the Red Sox just landed in New York like 2 hours ago, or an hour ago, I should say. If I did not have those bets in pocket right now, I'd still make them at better numbers, but I'm not going to add any more at this point. And Suzuki for the Cubs has really good numbers against the opposing pitcher tonight. So I played it over 1.5 total bases for him at plus 122 in that matchup. VSiN
NFL betting guide out now. Whether you're betting futures, win totals, division races, Super Bowl odds, whatever you need, the breakdowns of every team, win totals, best bets from everyone. Get it today with the football special, just $175. Sooner you sign up, more value you get. Every best bet, every host, every guest. The betting splits, AI-powered prop projections, the great articles every day. Nigel and Alex on the soccer. It's phenomenal. 24/7 video on the Watch app. VSiN.com/subscribe now. VSiN.com/subscribe. Quickly with all these games set. Some of them ready to go. Caminero, 500 career against Castillo. Berger, 500 against Brown. Freeman, 500 against Rodriguez. Rojas, 700. Devers, 600 career against Gordon. A lot of numbers like that if you want to play the props tonight in Major League Baseball with a good card. France, Spain, total 2.5. You can find some plus money on the over to that. I DM'd Meatman because he said he likes the over, and that was his response. He got back to me. He's up late watching all the stuff and doing his work. But Steve Wiss likes the over 2.5 of that matchup for sure. Yeah. Especially at even money. Now, we've noticed that some of these guys, even the best players in the world, they struggle when it comes to the PKs. Mm-hmm. And even when it goes to extra time,
You made the number the other day when we were on the air, 7.5 for Colombia against Switzerland. And what, we had 7?
Yes.
So you made a good number. So, like, they were missing, they're whiffing, they're going too high. I thought this was interesting because last night on primetime, Matt Humans along with Doug Kazarian, they had on Max Bertos. And Max used to be one of Doug's co-anchors at ESPN. Now does a bunch of play-by-play MLS stuff. And for years, you and Matt have bragged about how the PKs would be so easy. You guys would score every single time.
Yeah, against Nigel, whoever. We had it set up with a UNLV keeper. Fell apart. I don't get it. We have to make this happen. But yeah, I wouldn't miss the goal. I'll tell you that.
Okay. Max, so they had to ask him about this, if this would be a possibility with Humans and you. And here was what Max had to say.
Tell you this, Doug, they're harder to take than you think.
All right.
I think people compare penalties to free throws. It's not. They are hard, especially with a world-class goalkeeper in front of you.
So Matt maybe not be able to score him with ease?
No. I would be terrified. I mean, they have so much data on the penalty takers, and there's no secrets in this information age. So it's a lot harder than it used to be, certainly.
There you go. Max Bretos last night on with Primetime.
Excellent answer, and he threw in the free throw.
Yeah.
Remember, I was asking everyone that. If I have to give you $1 million, what would you choose? Penalties or knock down a free throw? That's interesting that he said that. Yeah. You can't warm up. Like, what's your percentage from the free throw line with all that pressure, too?
Well, first of all, okay.
That's it. So what am I? 50% against the keeper? 60%? What am I to just leave the studio, go to a court, and knock down a free throw?
If this is ever set up, and at this point I'd put that at about 10% of happening. Maybe that's generous.
Don't count out Stevens.
Okay. If it's ever set up, would you actually go and practice?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. Yeah.
You would?
Sure. Yeah, I go with Humans. Humans practiced. That was about a year ago, but
I'm not talking about kicking into an empty net at a park.
No, you got to get a kid or what? Yeah,
you got to have a keeper
go
for
down
sure.
Go down to UNLV, grab somebody, whatever. Yeah.
Now I find this intriguing because I had no idea that the audience would be filled with kids who are keepers, like at the collegiate level. They've all mocked both of you guys. They're like, you have no chance.
Oh, that's crazy.
They're like
what? 2 out of 10?
Well, whatever. Yeah, if you want to put a number on it, they'd say maybe you get one by in 10 tries. But their whole point is these goalkeepers are phenomenal, and you guys have not done this at all, ever. So they're just like, it's way more difficult than you can imagine. So all I'm doing is relaying, I'm just playing the role of the messenger here. Yeah. I'd like to see it, but you would have to go out there and practice for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Against like a pretty good keeper, like a high school kid, or maybe UNLV would be willing to like have their keeper come out, something like that.
I tell you, that'd be tough though. Right now, we go to a court right now. I got to knock down a free throw, even though I've won a contest before.
Yeah, it's also 30 years ago, Paul.
I'm not feeling good about that.
You're Al Bundy, man. You love living in the past.
No, that's what I'm saying though about knocking down a free throw. I'm saying that's not easy either.
No, it's not.
That's why it's such an interesting discussion, and that's fascinating that he brought up the free throw thing. I put that at maybe 60%.
I would say that. Okay, so I threw out a first pitch. 16 years ago. I wasn't going to be a dope and show up.
You had to practice.
I went out.
I know the embarrassment factor.
I went out the entire week.
I don't get it.
And I was practicing with a buddy of mine. We'd grab the glove at the end of the workday, like, let's go to the park, throw it around. Absolutely. He would come with me. And I lasered one in there for a strike when I threw out the first pitch. So I'm not just going to show up and drink 3 beers and like, I don't care what's going to happen. People are videotaping this stuff.
If you don't have it, don't do it. I don't get these people that do it and they can't throw a baseball.
Right.
And then it's on social media forever. Mayors, 50 Cent, Seinfeld,
Mariah
and
Carey.
The list goes on and on. Yeah, and everyone will send them in now. It's just like, why would you do that? If you can't throw a baseball, don't do it.
You think Carl Lewis have an all-time stink bomb?
Another one, like Carl Lewis, you couldn't sing. Why'd you do that? Roseanne. I guess it was a mockery, but you didn't check with Roseanne? Hey, by the way, can she sing?
Yeah.
Can you send us a demo?
Yeah. Oh, no, she doesn't have one. We'll trust her.
Oh.
Yeah, what could she possibly do? Why would she want to go sideways on us here?
All right. Now the fight's breaking news on ESPN.
Between Bam and Tyler Hero?
Yeah, Bam is 260. Hero's $180. And he's got 5 inches on him, too.
So he struck him at a hotel.
Apparently, Hero walked up to him, made some comments after he was traded about Bam's game, and apparently Bam walked up and laid one up on him.
You don't want to mess with Las Vegas hotel security.
Oh, they'll be on in a second.
All right, we discussed this crazy Honus Wagner baseball card story yesterday. Keith Olbermann putting up one of his 3 cards for auction. John Calvecchio makes his living in the card business, and we will discuss with him coming up next.
This is Follow the Money on VSiN.
Every time we talk about the sports card business, sports bettors chime in and say, absolutely, I'm into both like crazy. It is morphing, as I said yesterday, more and more by the day, the month, the year. And the card business is ridiculous right now. The market is just, it's on fire. And we talked about the Honus Wagner card yesterday, the Keith Olbermann story. And it's wild because he had it as a paperweight for 27 years. He got it completely restored. And now we're thinking it can go for millions, Pauly.
Aaron Revelle said 2.25.
Wow.
He might be low. I don't know. Other people say no way, no how. Other people say he was better off as it was. Can't wait to talk to John.
Let's get the lowdown here. John Calvecchio joins the program, friend of the show, owner, Sports Connection Cards. He's on the Progressive guest line. John, overall, your thoughts on the story with Keith Olbermann putting this Honus Wagner card up for sale?
You know, there's a lot of things to consider here when you're looking at this card. Number one, the card was graded by CGC. It's like a 3rd or 4th tier grading company. There's a reason he didn't use PSA or SGC or even Beckett to grade this card, because they didn't want their names associated with it. That's the only logical thing. Okay, if you really deep dive into this, the card it looked like a cutout. It was trimmed. Right. They call it a die cut. That's a common card design in the modern market, a die cut. This card was totally cut around his head along the bottom, and this company graded it. My guess is because they thought it would put them on the map. More people would start grading with them. It will be on display at Fanatics Fest. In the CGC booth. Now, this card is a complete and utter fugazi. It would have been much better off in its original form, all cut up. At least you would have known it's authentic. Now, people that do this kind of stuff, they're using the word restored because it doesn't have a negative connotation. There's people who have gotten their accounts closed with Beckett and with PSA for altering cards. This card is altered. It's not anywhere near its original form.
Okay, so I shouldn't be upset. Mitch shouldn't be upset. I could fix my 86 Fleer Jordan. He could fix his Ricky Henderson rookie. I can find a guy. There's no way. Maybe unethical. I could sell it to a guy down the street, but I can't get it graded. There's no reason for us to be upset that this is the future of the hobby.
This can't be, if this becomes the future of the hobby, we're going down a really dangerous rabbit hole, a really scary rabbit hole, okay? Because people have lost their businesses, they've lost their accounts for altering cards. This card is altered. Now, let me explain something. There were cards that would come in sheets, okay? Back in the day, they'd come out of the factory just in the full sheet. And you'd have people trying to cut them out or using a guillotine or whatever. Now, the card is still the original card, but it wasn't cut the way it should be with the correct dimensions, the minimum maximum size on these cards. Back then, you got to remember, there's people in a back room slicing these cards up. That's why for years before they started using lasers, there was a little room for error on these cards. Yeah, right. I love this, Will. Should never have been restored. It's a disgrace. Yeah. You're opening up a can of worms that people like you and Mitch are now going to say, hey, can you restore my card? And what kind of rabbit hole are we going to go down?
Okay, well, what do you think it's going to fetch now in its current form compared to what it would have gotten had he not altered the card, John?
You know, that's a great question. I wouldn't bid a penny on this card. It's
Wow.
a fugazi. I wouldn't bid 1 penny on this card.
Yeah, but you would, though, because then you could resell it.
Yeah, but I care more about my reputation than reselling this. Who am I going to find to buy this? Because all the people that know about this card, you know, that are in the market or coming into the market, there you go. Yep, that's what I sent you yesterday. Excuse me. These people all know it's going up for bid. So why would they buy it from me? If they all know it's going up for bid, why would they pay more from me? This is bad news. Oberman he already owns 2 of these.
Right.
So why didn't he use PSA or SGC? Because they wouldn't grade it.
Could he get $1 million or $2 million, like Ravel said? Yeah, the braggadocious factor?
I guess anything's possible. But if a guy can afford a house in the Hamptons, why would he want the worst one?
Okay.
He wants something nice. This isn't nice. There's nothing to brag about. You own a complete, an altered card. It's not anywhere near its original form.
Okay.
The color's different. Everything's different.
Right. Yeah, and we're showing a graphic right now, too, of others that are, how many, the genuine articles are we talking about? Like right now, if I want a real Honus Wagner card, can I find one out there in the market that's actually the original and it's going to be still in pretty good shape?
Sure. I mean, pretty good shape is a that's relative, right? If you get a 1 or an authentic, that's great. This card is truly limited. There's not a whole lot of these cards floating around. There may be still that some haven't been found. They don't come up for sale very often. You see the graphic right there and you see the dates. These are the highest ones ever. So, there's probably 40 or 50 in the world. Can you get one? Sure, there'll be plenty. There'll probably be 2 or 3 at the National. You could come to Chicago and buy one. Uh-huh. But why would you want to buy an altered one if you can afford a regular one? Anybody who's spending $1 million has 2 or 3. So why buy this? Why feed into this? So whoever buys this card is just pouring gasoline on a fire, and we could be going down a real dangerous rabbit hole.
All right, interesting. Very good. Good answer. So how about, and it's in the article in the Hollywood Reporter, if this goes for $2 million, for argument's sake, how hard is it to find somebody like this? How many people are out there that are experts in altering or fixing a card like this?
I've never heard of it. In fact, you can go there. There are people, they call them card cleaners, okay? With these modern cards, some of the surfaces are like they're like a slick finish, like a chrome finish. And these guys will scrub out scratches. And they get lambasted all over the internet for scrubbing out a scratch, okay? Not a scratch that the owner made, a scratch that came out of the factory. The card came out of the factory damaged. This guy's figured out a way. His name's Kurtz Card Care. If you look this guy up, he gets blasted for what he does to cards, taking out scratches and stuff. And this guy gets to, I don't know, remake one of the most, if not the most iconic card in our hobby. Come on.
To your point, I mean, Oberman added in this story that when he tried to reach back out to the guy, he was a total ghost. Phone call. No disconnected.
Phone, no email. MIA.
Yep. So here's the thing. Now, I have a Ricky Henderson Topps card, rookie. Who doesn't, right? But he was my favorite player growing up, and somehow over the years, it got a crease in the lower right corner that pops out like a sore thumb. Can I find somebody to fix it? I don't want to resell it, though. I just want it for myself when it's in, quote, perfect condition. Could anybody just take care of that crease and make it look great, but I'm not going to sell it again?
Oh, my God. If I say yes, that puts me in a bad spot. Are they out there? Clearly, because this guy did it.
Yeah, okay.
But, there's people that could do anything. I don't condone this. I don't advise this. They sell reprint. If you want one that's perfect, they sell reprints of these cards. There's a zillion reprints of this Wagner card that anybody could buy if they want like a perfect one, just to say they have it. But the whole thing is you want to own the original card in its original condition. That's what creates rarity in our industry. Uh-huh. When you get a card from 1980 Topps that they're very condition sensitive, the edges of those cards, they start to flare out and flake. The thing about it is people want the cleanest copy. And when you start altering these cards, even if it's just for fun, this is
no
not
bueno.
good.
Okay.
Can you tie this into the market manipulation that's going on?
Yeah. So back to everybody knows a Jordan rookie. Okay. It's not a rare card. I don't care what anybody says. They're easily accessible. Let's use a PSA 8 for an example, a near mint copy. From March 1st, using this app right here that you have pulled up on your screen, it's called Card Ladder. 157 copies have sold since March 1st. They were selling for anywhere back in March and April for $11,000 to $13,000. The key with this card is the centering. Okay, so the better centered it is, it gets a premium. Currently, this card's selling for between $20,000 and $21,000. There's only one explanation. People came into the market, they bought all these up, and now they're working together, bidding these recent ones up. The Nationals in Chicago, everybody's going to want Jordan rookies, and these people have been able to turn cards that's really an $11,000 or $12,000 card into a $20,000 or $21,000 card. This card bottomed out in 2024. You can go back and look at the chart. By then, most of the hype, the card market had reset itself. So this is not a rare card. Rare cards are increasing in value right now. So why did this card double in 3 or 4 months? And conveniently, the Nationals in Chicago. This is the one part of the industry that I wish we had regulators. There's no rules. There's no regulations. You can't look into anything. Everything's private. And if you have enough money, oh boy, you could really make some money.
Great knowledge. More with John Calvecchio coming up next. Sports Connection Cards is the business. There are some tremendous stories with rookie cards over the years when people really did a great job profiting on players that turned out to be Hall of Famers. What about the other way? What about players that completely flopped and people that lost a ton of money investing? We'll ask them coming up on Follow the Money. It's VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
On this show, we follow the money, and when VSiN decided to launch our own store, the smart money was on Shopify. Getting the VSiN store off the ground was easier than we expected, and Shopify's templates and AI tools had us look incredible and professional from day one, zero coding required. Shopify checkout keeps sales moving smoothly, and returning customers can complete a purchase in one click. Built-in analytics, you always know what's selling and where your customers are coming from and how to keep the momentum going. When questions come up, and they will, Shopify's AI assistant Sidekick is there with answers so you never lose momentum. You can check out the store at vsin.com/store. And if you're ready to build your own, all you need is the idea. Shopify handles the rest. Start your free trial at shopify.com/vsin, shopify.com/vsin. Again, that's shopify.com/vsin.
This is Follow the Money on VSiN.
Winner Circle Proxy and VSiN are giving away 2 incredible prize packages that will put 2 lucky fans into the world's biggest football contest for free. One winner is into the Circa Survivor. Another one's in to Circa Million. Both winners also get a full season Winner Circle Proxy service and a free month of VSiN Pro. Enter by Sunday, August 2nd. winnercircleproxy.com/VSiN. winnercircleproxy.com/VSiN. Enter today. Get up there.
Continuing talking the state of the sports card business, John Calvecchio, our guest, Sports Connection Cards. The National, as you mentioned in the previous segment, and he's on the Progressive Guest Line, is coming up in Chicago. How much money are we talking? Like the amount of cash? Is crypto acceptable, by the way?
Oh, anything.
Anything? Sure. What are we talking? How much?
Over $1 billion. Easy.
Over $1 billion will be exchanged.
Easy.
It's a decent chunk.
I'm probably low.
Really?
I'm probably low.
Probably low. How much money are you taking? How many backpacks do you have to take with you?
I got 2 right here with me. That's it. I'm walking around. There's 3 things I'm going after aggressively. Everybody in cards knows I'm after Wemby Heavy and Cooper Flag. The next one, I'm not going to share because I think it's the next pocket in this industry that's going to get pumped by these shill bidders or whatever you want to call them.
Okay.
When did this?
So I want to accumulate a big portfolio on this one pocket that I think has absolutely no downside, and just wait for these guys to realize it that it's too cheap.
Do you think that this goes hand in hand? Sports betting, card collecting, and would you advise people in this exploding industry to jump in?
There's no doubt about it, and I'll give you a great example. Let's look at Wemby. So last year, this time at the National, I bought a PSA 10 downtown for $8,000. They got as high as $35,000, I think, during the run. Okay. Now he didn't win. And sure, they came back to like 26. 26 is a lot higher than 8, and it's way better. What if you had the Spurs to win the title? Sure, you can hedge, but all you get is your hedge money back. You still have a losing ticket. With this, I still own the card. My floor has been raised tremendously. There's new comps for the card, which now sets me a new price point. And the cards can only go up. The winning is just a bonus. So why would you bet futures when it's only 2 outcomes, win or lose? When you could have these cards, you keep the card, and now what you're doing is you're helping create demand because you're taking rare items off the market. And it doesn't matter if he wins this year because he might win next year.
Okay.
Right? Why do you want to have this money tied up in futures for a year and all you get is a yes/no outcome? With this, you still own the card.
Well, let's flip it though for a second because, I'll call them like traders here, punters, whatever you want to look at it as, the buyer or the seller in the market. How about the people who have invested in players who we thought were going to be really good, but they flopped like almost immediately?
Well, let me give a shout out to our social media gal, Kayla. And she put an incredible post up on our Instagram that's going absolutely nuclear right now. She posted it 2 days ago. It's got 3,400 likes and 3,700 shares. Mac Jones, his PSA 10 Donruss rookie. This card is a dime a dozen. They're everywhere. Incredibly common. At one point, these were $3,000. $10 now.
Oh.
Zach Wilson.
Oh, no.
One of his rare National Treasures rookies, which is like, that's the Cadillac of football cards. Everybody wants the NT rookie. This one in particular sold for $10.8. It's worth $100 now. Tua. Oh my God, he was white hot. Another National Treasures rookie auto. This copy sold for $48,000. It's about $400 now. Now, what do all these guys have in common? They were all young and not established. People were gambling that they were going to turn into the next star. So I'm doing the same thing with Wemby, but basketball, it's a lot easier to identify the superstars. It's just a lot easier to identify these guys. Right team, right coach, right skill set. Football, there's only one winner a year, right? So and it's really quarterbacks that sell the most. In basketball, it's everybody. Guards, big men, they all sell.
Sure. Let me run this by you.
It's really just quarterbacks in football.
Okay. John, let me run this by you. This is from Dan Goodwin, also in the business. He just tweeted us that last year at National, he saw a 16-year-old kid pull out $40,000 from his backpack, and then he bought 2 Jordan rookies. 16 years old. You probably see it all the time.
They come in my store.
Yep.
It's like it's a normal occurrence. They come in my store. Backpack, dump it out, and let's go to work. Now, these kids, most of them, it's their parents' money. Most of these kids, I could go on and on for hours about this. They live in this delusion where they want to be influencers and have jobs. And, I could go on for this. But, this is what they're doing. This is what's happening. Back in the day when I first started, 2015, you can still find my original videos on YouTube. If you pulled a card that was $1,000, it would have broke the card community internet. It was like unheard of. They were gigantic, 2015, $1,000 card. Now, these guys are using $1,000 cards for coasters.
I know that's one thing you do. You can expand on that too. How popular that is, like that Jared Blesnick. What you do when you pulling these cards and the views that this get, and how crazy this is pulling the cards live.
Oh, it's unbelievable, and this is one of the many things that revolutionized our hobby. Shout out to Jared, really good guy. He's built a great business. You don't have to buy the entire case because cards today, the price of sealed product is more expensive today than ever. So the idea is in these group breaks, you can just go after the cards that you want. So let's say you really want to chase Wemby, but the sealed product is so expensive. You can just buy the Spurs in group breaks, or take it a step further. Let's look at this year, 25, 26. The product's really expensive. And let's just say you don't want to go after Flag, but you wanted to go after Dylan Harper. And the Spurs are much cheaper. Mm-hmm. Newsflash, this kid might win most improved player. You're going to get this Mope Fox on the bench. Harper's going to get all sorts of minutes. Now you can buy the Spurs in breaks. They're less expensive than the Mavericks, and you can chase your Harper cards.
How about 2 of the guys we watched last night? And I'll throw in Cam Boozer as well. How popular and how much are we talking about, you think, for A.J. Debanza and Darren Peterson when you're at National?
Well, unfortunately, they won't have any licensed rookies out. So right now what they have is unlicensed stuff, college uniform. Still cool, just not as popular. The true investors want the pro uniform. And but next year's product, I'm going to say it's more expensive than this year. This is a deeper class. I mean, look at what Brown's doing in the summer league. I mean, this kid's unbelievable. It's just highlight after highlight after highlight. You got a lot of guys here that could be top tier players for the next 10 years. So next year's product, I think, is going to make 2025 with Flag and Harper look cheap.
So the influencers aren't going to go away, and there'll be more of them. So tie that into the braggadocious factor, and I don't care that I overpaid. I'm going to brag about it. Is this going to just continue then? And the price of these
Kevin
cards?
O'Leary was walking around with a Jordan card that was called a Ruby. He's got a Tiffany diamond thing, platinum chain around his neck. You know, this is what he's walking around at a party with. He's got this card, you know, with rubies around it, all diamonds, the whole 9 yards. These guys don't care about money. They care about the status. That's why these rare cards are going up and up and up, because these other people have realized, hey, this is more stable than a lot of other alternative investments, okay? This stuff is truly rare, and I can kind of control the pricing by continuing to buy other rare items of this player or in that set, or other copies of the card itself.
You mentioned the market manipulation going on right now with Jordan rookie cards. Do you want to predict the future, or is that the thing that you wanted to keep to yourself? Like the next card or batch of cards that could be manipulated here?
That's the one I want to keep to myself, just because I'm going to get like one shot at going after these cards here in like 3 weeks. And it's really hard to accumulate rare cards. It's as liquid as this market is. These rare cards just get stashed away. And as soon as somebody knows that somebody's going after a card, the prices just skyrocket.
Like wildfire, huh?
You really would not believe it.
Okay, well,
they hear about a guy bouncing around, going table to table, buying all of Wemby's. Guess what? Everybody's going to raise their price because they know that guy's coming around.
Okay.
So I'll have 3 or 4 guys. They won't even be wearing our apparel, just on the hunt looking for the stuff that we want. So nobody puts 2 and 2 together that it's my people going after these cards.
Amazing. Do you have fun at National, by the way?
Oh, it's unnible. Are you kidding?
It's a huge rush, I would imagine.
Party. There's little to no sleep. We got dinner at Gibson's on Wednesday night. I can't wait. It's just dinners, drinking, gambling, and sports cards for 5 days. Forget about it.
Yeah. We got to come sometime. Paulie and I got to make the trip.
Oh, God.
And Chicago in the
phone's
summertime?
got to stay in the hotel room. You don't want to see what's going on. You can't take pictures of this stuff. Your 15-year-old kids, $100,000 cards, drinks, shots. I got to tell you the story about me and Iverson.
You got to
look it up on TMZ.
Next time.
2016.
We'll bring you on after National.
Oh, my God, was this
Sports
a story.
Connection card. John
We got
Calvecchio.
drunk as hell. He missed his flight to the
John, we got to go. Have a great weekend, buddy. Thank you. That was great.